Thank you for having me back, third time. I think I've ditched the attachment to strict routine. Rest is not scrolling on your phone. We need to start inconveniencing ourselves again. Life looks so different. My mum was the center of Christmas. No, I think the great thing about Healf is they have a lot of those American brands that you can't get in the UK.
This is Catch-Ups in My Kitchen, the catch-up you need every week in order to look, feel and be the best version of yourself. Join me in my kitchen every week as I speak to a new guest about all things food, health and wellness. Whether it's a specialist in their field, an inspiring story, or just a big girly catch-up full of all the recommendations, tips and advice. In my kitchen, we talk about it all. Hey guys, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Catch-Ups in My Kitchen with me, Georgia Simmons, host of the podcast, and this is our festive special. To celebrate the end of the year, I brought back to the kitchen the top episode guest of the year, which is the gorgeous Izzy Utterson. You guys loved episode 153, which was ditching the all or nothing mindset. So to finish off the year, I thought I'd bring Izzy back into the kitchen to do a bit of a end of year debrief on wellness bits she's loved, wellness trends she's ditched, and what she's looking forward to adding in to 2026. The perfect partner for this episode is Healf. This episode is sponsored by Healf and I am obsessed with Healf. No month goes by without me putting in a Healf order. And to top it all off, Healthy Habits is also stocked on Healf. They kindly gifted Izzy and I a goodie box to go through. So in this episode, we are going through some products that we love, products that we haven't tried. We have a little taste test. Honestly, if you are thinking about kickstarting the new year, the best way, I would highly recommend putting in a Healf order so you can get all your supplements, a few wellness bits to try, a few bits of protein powder, maybe and some new things, magnesium. We're going to go through our favorites here. So you'll get my wish list, Izzy's wish list, and all our wish lists are also going to be in the show notes. You're going to love this episode. It's everything you guys love. I know what you love now, and it is a good, juicy episode full of recommendations, healthy tips and tricks. And this episode is exactly that. So enjoy, guys, and now let's go and join Izzy in the kitchen. Izzy, welcome back to the kitchen. How are you?
Thank you for having me back, third time.
Third time.
So excited.
So exciting. You know, we do like a little Spotify Unwrapped. You know how we get them as like listeners?
Yes.
You get them as a podcast as well. And your last episode was the most played this year.
Oh my God, that's so exciting. I love that you waited to tell me that now as well, because this is a genuine reaction.
I know.
My God, I'm so excited about that. That makes me so happy. Oh my God, thrilled. No wonder you asked me about it.
I was like, well, this is just perfect.
Yeah. You're like, let's get her back in.
Let's get her back in the seat.
Yeah.
So this episode is going to be all about Christmas.
Gorgeous.
Festive roundup, but also looking forward into the new year.
Yeah.
So before we do, obviously, we have a quick fire round.
Perfect.
To kick things off. Your answers may have differed from last time. Who knows?
Who knows?
Favourite restaurant in London?
Nina.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so good.
I feel like I sound like that meme that's like, Nina. It's Nina. I'm actually going there tonight.
Oh, God. I went there a couple of weeks ago. I've been twice now and it's just...
Chef's kiss. The pasta with the tuna tartare.
See, I'm not a tuna tartare, but I am the pasta girl.
Oh my, honestly, I think you would change your mind if you tried it.
Really?
Yeah, I really think you would.
It's so
just
good.
Delicious.
Okay, one wellness brand or product you can't live without.
Bone broth.
Yeah.
I can't live without it now. Like, that's been my probably most consistent habit of 2025, or one of them.
Do you have it in the morning?
Yes, first thing.
Really?
But I in the name of health and wellness will eat and drink anything. Right. If someone tells me it's good for me, like, I'm that guy. Like, I don't care if it's disgusting. I don't care. Like, nothing really puts me off.
Fine.
It's like a cup of gravy in the morning, but I actually quite enjoy it.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I'm like quite a sweet person in the morning.
Fair enough.
So for me, I'm like, oh, can I have that first thing? But I do love bone broth. As a girl who used to not eat meat, I now have completely converted. So I am with you.
There you go.
Which is your favourite bone broth?
I drink the bare bones one from Healf.
Yeah.
I also love holy cacao, which is better if you want a sweeter option. I have the Nourish and the Calm blend, and I mix it with hazelnut milk. Tried and tested. The Rude Health hazelnut milk is the best thing to mix it from. You don't need any sweeteners if you mix it with that. Creamy, delicious.
Okay,
and
sold.
the M&S cubes, just like for For practicality, affordability, and accessibility, I think it is the best option. And it's not actually very strong tasting. I would probably add 2 into a cup because I like it a bit more
Strong.
gravy-like. But for most people, I would say it's a lighter taste than the sachets. Yeah.
I'm going to try the hazelnut milk because I do love a holy
Chef's
cacao. On that note, an amazing festive recipe with holy cacao is I actually melted down the Lindt orange dark chocolate and added like the melted chocolate into my
I'm like
holy cacao.
I'm like frothing.
I know. And then grate or zest some fresh orange in as well.
Right. I will be making this.
It honestly was incredible.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried the Who chocolate with that?
No. Oh God, that would be amazing.
That'd be delicious.
That'd be so
Give that a
good.
go.
Yeah. I'm a massive one on like, don't buy hot chocolate powder. Obviously get holy cacao, but just melt chocolate.
I know, I'm with you on that, to be honest. I haven't had a hot chocolate in a very long time, so maybe it's time.
Yeah, it's time.
'Tis the season.
It is. Okay, next one. What is your hangover meal?
Everyone always really bullies me about this. I like something really like healthy on a hangover.
Agree.
Like protein heavy, but I usually get like a poke bowl loaded with loads of like fish, avocado, nuts, like omega rich, like fatty, but like good fats. And carbs, obvs, but I'd get like a quinoa or a brown rice base or sushi. And everyone's always like, oh my God, raw fish on a hangover. But
You feel better.
you feel better.
Yeah.
I'm not hungover that frequently, but when I am, that's what I'll go for. I'm not really like a dirty hangover meal kind of gal.
No.
I eat a lot more when I'm hungover though, I would say.
Agree. Nothing, I just constantly need
I'm just like
it all.
constantly need food like
Yeah.
in my presence just to like have access to.
Agree. Okay, favourite coffee shop or matcha shop?
Teas.
100%.
100%.
Yeah, it's
No,
the
no
best.
other option.
Yeah, agreed. Okay, which food for you is a complete no-no?
Food. I don't have any no-no foods. I have foods that I can't eat personally. Can't eat oysters. Can't eat raspberries. Don't really eat gluten because I have psoriasis. But if I like go to your grandma's house and she's made me a pie, I'm eating it because like, of course, like if someone's made me food, I'm eating it. But like as a preference, if I'm cooking or going out, I probably would avoid it. Chickpeas can't eat.
You know what? I think I'm with you on that. And it's
Can eat
making me
hummus.
sad.
Can't eat chickpeas.
The bloat is too much.
It's actually painful.
Agree.
So I try to avoid them, but I'm trying to introduce other beans and pulses in to just like diversify my microbiome a bit. But chickpeas seem to me just be like, not happening.
Agree. And some hummuses are the same, but I have to make one pot last a long time. I can't really, it's quite easy.
Yeah.
It's so delicious. But I'm the same. Too much is
Too much of a good thing.
Agree. Okay. And lastly, your favourite dish to cook at home?
Oh, that's a great question. I love to make, to be honest, like Emily English's recipes, any of them. I think I just love to make. They're so comforting. They're so delicious. They're so like easy to make. Anything kind of like ottolenghi style. So I love like, there's this like sheet dish I make, which is, it's like mint and pomegranate, which you add in afterwards. But it's literally just like cauliflower with a little bit of sesame oil.
Ooh.
Kind of roasted for like a long time till it's quite like crisp, and then I'll add on some mint and pomegranate seeds, maybe warm it for like 2 minutes, and then a bit of like molasses over the top. Delicious, and like looks a lot more like glam and exciting than it is. You could do it with like anything. You could do it with butternut squash, with broccoli, with like any veg, and then I'll just have some like grilled salmon with that, with like a miso paste on it. I just love like oven roasted vegetables with like loads of different like creamy sauces on top.
Yes, agree. And like fresh herbs.
100%. All the herbs, all the benefits, just like chuck them on there.
Agree. Delicious.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to start with the one wellness thing you've introduced this year.
Yeah.
You may have touched on it, but that has really moved the needle for you. It could be more than one.
Okay. I think for me, there's 3 things that are really like, there's probably loads that will come to mind, but I gave up coffee in January.
Wow.
Big step.
Step.
I don't, not even really intentionally. My anxiety around Christmas and New Year tends to be very heightened. For lots of different reasons. Like typically I probably am drinking a little bit more, being a bit more social, like social batteries being a little bit more used. I find it personally a very difficult time of year. I also find with what I do, January an incredibly busy time, which is incredible, and I'm very grateful for that. But nonetheless, that's a lot on your system. So for none other reason than the fact of I'm already feeling anxious. What can I control within my environment that is not just going to contribute to this? Like, what are the stresses within my control that I can get rid of? Coffee came up as number one. So I just gave it up. I literally just stopped drinking it one day, and now it's nearly a year coffee free. And I remember being like, oh, I haven't had a coffee in a month. Like, maybe I'll like keep this up. And I just kept it up. And that has been incredible just for, I think, nervous system regulation for me, for my digestion, my stomach's functioning a lot better. Like, I have matcha now every day, which is obviously packed full of antioxidants. I also drink a lot of green tea. So my skin has just been like the best it's ever been in terms of like antioxidants, you know, like in the green tea, in the matcha oils, make sure they're very high quality. But my skin's felt really good, breath's fresher. Like, there's lots of different things I've noticed from it. My sleep is incredible. If I showed you my Oura ring stats, you would be aghast. It's like a 97 every night.
Oh my God.
I just always have a really good sleep. And I think because I'm not having that coffee, like I was not pounding the coffee, but I could easily take down like 2 or 3 in a day. And it just means that in the morning, I'm not instantly reaching for that, because like I don't crave a matcha for the caffeine of it per se, or a green tea. Like, I enjoy them for that aspect later in the day, but a coffee, I was almost like, I need it. So that was really good, giving that up. I think walking more, which sounds really weird. Like, obviously I was walking a lot more, but I always found walking a bit of a chore. Like, to me, there are some people who I feel like you're like this, you absolutely just like could walk anywhere, or like, oh, I'll just walk to that meeting, I'll walk to this. Not for me, just like wasn't a thing. And then when we sadly had to put my mum into which we'll touch on, into a care home this year, and walking just became my therapy. Walking with no headphones, and if it was headphones, listening to an educational podcast, calling a friend, like using it as a like habit stack time to either learn or kind of nourish my soul in that way by having those conversations. It became my therapy. I started walking everywhere, kind of like easily hitting that step goal and just like walking to my workout, you know, fitting it in where it made sense. And that has been a complete game changer for just giving me that time to really think and kind of have conversations in my mind and mull things over and sort of deal with what's been going on in my personal life. The third thing is bone broth, which just can't get enough of. I was having some real stress-related digestive issues throughout the year, and I introduced bone broth daily into my just in routine. It's the first thing I have when I wake up, like before my water, before anything. I have that warm bone broth. And somewhere I would sit on the balcony and do my affirmations. Now I just kind of sit in the quiet of the living room and drink it and say my affirmations to myself. And it's, again, for my skin, for my hair, the gut health benefits, absolutely incredible. TMI, but like I'm much more regular now. Like I
was gonna ask this.
I've noticed the regularity is just much better for me personally. It's worked incredibly well. I just do a chicken bone broth, and I'm trying to think what the fourth thing would be. I think those are probably my top three.
Really interesting, because for me, I think I rely on coffee for regularity.
Yes,
and
this was the problem. But I was finding it was almost too regular.
Yeah,
like the coffee for me was like too stimulant, like too stimulating. It was too much, and only when I gave up coffee did I put 2 and 2 together with that.
Yeah, interesting. I think I'm going to try the bone broth thing in the morning first thing and see what happens, because also I work out fasted, and I know there's studies around how that's not great, but for me it just makes sense. So I don't know if I can try and have like bone broth pre.
So I do that pre. I'm trying to eat pre-workout as well now. Just the older I get, the more I'm thinking about having children, like I'm really trying to focus on hormonal health as like front and foremost. So I'm trying to eat before I work out. Mind you, my workouts in the morning are quite gentle. Like I'm doing Pilates, I'm going for a walk. I haven't been strength training as much or doing HIIT or runs or anything like that. So I think the bone broth is definitely a good stepping stone.
Yeah, so interesting. Those all sound really good. I think when you reframe walking as a habit stack, rather than sometimes you think, oh, I've got time to walk. But if you think, well, you can actually add on things to that walk.
100%. And sometimes I actually don't have time, annoyingly. Like with my job is very busy and I have to get from A to B to C. So I don't have the time. So I think walking to the workout, and obviously I'm into like doing it with a friend or just like booking a slightly later workout, maybe an 8 o'clock rather than a 7 o'clock. So it's not so dark when I'm walking, but just trying to get it in before the day's started so it's done.
Yeah, I love that.
And you don't have to stress yourself out about it throughout the day.
All of those are really good. Yeah. What about a wellness habit that you have ditched this year?
I think I've ditched the attachment to strict routine. I like routine, and I like my morning routine and I like my evening routine, but I think the idea of having such a set, structured routine throughout the day, particularly with what I do, just had to go out the window a little bit. And I think if I wasn't hitting every single one of those goals, I was really stressing myself out. And I think the stress levels of that was just too much. And especially with, again, everything that's gone on in my personal life, I've had to be a lot more flexible and a lot easier and kinder to myself. I think allowing yourself the space to say no to things in advance and sort of allowing time to just have free time. I think and I've not been great at this recently, but so this is definitely what I'm carrying on to the new year, but I have a real tendency to block my time from the start of the day to the end of the day. And then I'll use the end of the day to, I think there's almost a sense of sort of overachieving productivity where I'm like, I need to be filling all of my time with work. And if it's not work, it's research. And if it's not research, it's planning. And if it's not, I think the idea of filling all of your time up to be as productive as possible ultimately will just burn you out. Completely. And one thing I've learned this year as well is that a holiday is not what's going to help the burnout. I was getting away, when I would have a break, and I would, for the first day or two, I just was like completely spent, like would sleep for hours, like so incredibly exhausted. And what I've realized is scheduled breaks, whether that's in the evening, and I used to be really good at this when I was at uni, but whether that's in the evening or on the weekend, you have that phone free time, that work free time, especially when you work for yourself. Those consistent short breaks are going to do a lot more for that burnout than that big chunk of time break that you take at the end of a really busy period. So for me, ditching that kind of all or nothing mindset with routine.
So true. Yeah. Honestly, I love routine.
Yeah.
And like I often post like my schedule, my story, and like what I'm
doing.
Do that. I know I've been bad. I've dropped off that bit because like, again, lots of things have happened personally, and then when you're just like, I don't like to lie on my stories.
I totally agree. I want to practice what I preach.
Yeah. This
is why I don't typically post morning routine, evening routine, spend the day with me, because if it's not always realistic, and I often will have people reach out to me saying, okay, so I need to do this, this, and this, and this is why I'm become a bit more flexible with routine. I always say to people, and we'll get onto it when we talk about New Year, but pick a word. Don't have New Year's resolutions. Pick a word or 3 overarching words that you define your goals with, or your daily life with, your daily routine with. And just think with every decision you make, does this align with that word? Does this align with that goal? And I think having these lists of things, and don't get me wrong, I post these lists, but I always preface it with pick 1. Pick 2, pick 3, no more than that, that you want to introduce into your routine. This is just a menu of ideas, but you're not going to go to a restaurant and order the entire menu. You're going to pick a couple of things that you want to try that look really good to you, that look like they'll work for you. Oh yeah, I can do that. That fits into my routine, which is why I give that, lots of different options. And I think for me, just allowing myself the grace of, okay, I have a few non-negotiables, but if we sway from it, we're not going to be harsh on ourselves about it.
Completely. And I think when you're used to school where it's like such morning, it's such a structure, and then I really suit structure and I need to time block, but remembering that when you work for yourself, you can work at any time. It doesn't have to be between the hours of 9 and 6. Totally.
And for me, I think going forward though, I would like to have phone free time in the evenings.
Definitely.
And screen free mornings. I largely practice what I preach, but it's definitely fallen off in the last few months, more so where any time where I feel productive, I've been latching onto it because I've had such lulls with productivity and creativity, just with everything going on. So I do kind of latch onto those times. But rest is not scrolling on your phone.
No, it's so true.
That's not rest. Doom scrolling is not rest. Your brain is still incredibly active when it's got new bits of information coming at it that frequently. Rest is really like taking your eyes off the screen.
Yeah.
And just being bored
is
so important for your brain and so important for your life. Just being bored for a little bit of the day and not always feeling like we have to be sort of, in the background doing something. And I've gotten much better at giving myself that grace as well, giving myself that time to just be, whether that's going for a walk, that's active rest, or, just not stimulating your mind.
I always get the guilt, but I think it's trying to
I think we all do.
Yeah.
Because we're comparing ourselves chronically to what we're seeing online, to what other people are doing. It is the most toxic feeling that you literally physically feel within you, that comparison, that guilt, that jealousy, whatever it is. But I think just trying to take a step back from that.
Yeah.
You know?
I think everyone listening to this right now, you know, it's been that busy season, the crazy season.
Yeah.
All the routines do go out the window. And I think it's being
Totally.
kind to yourself that when we get back into Jan,
Yep.
we will be back to the routines.
100%.
Back to it. So it's also embrace the craziness.
100%. And this is why I always say to my clients and people I work with, you have to get very clear about that vision of who you want to be. Because if you are clear on that vision of who you want to be, those overarching words that you want to describe that future version of you, how you want your daily routine to look, it doesn't have to be such a rigid structure and routine, but every decision you make, oh yeah, that's what we're trying to do this year. Does this align with that? Does this habit align with that? Does this decision align with that? Does what I'm saying align with that? And I think just having that one thing in your mind takes off that cognitive load of writing out these enormous lists, you know, and I love a vision board, don't get me wrong, but define that vision board with a word.
Yeah.
Because in having all of these ideas, you know, and all these New Year's resolutions, that's why they fail, because we rely on willpower alone. And it gets to a point where the cognitive load is too much. Our brains are using 20% of our energy a day. So our bodies are trying to conserve any energy that they can. So what happens is, if we do try to overachieve too much, if we do try to do all the things, our brain's just going to say, do you know what? I'm just going to go back to the routine before, because that's what I know. That's what's in autopilot. That's what's hardwired into my neural pathways. We were good with that. And that's why people fail at New Year's resolutions.
No, it's so true. Like, you can't tackle everything. Just start with one. And like,
start with one.
With that feeling when you tick off something on your to-do list,
Yep.
feels so good.
Absolutely chef's kiss. And if it takes you the whole of 2026 to introduce one new routine, so be it.
Yeah, so
because you'll be in a much better position this time next year than you will be if you try to introduce a million things and fail by Feb.
Yeah, no, it's so true. So following on from that, what is one thing that you want to work on within health and wellness next year?
I think for me, next year is going to be all about nervous system regulation. And we hear a lot about that. And what I mean by that is kind of more deliberate downtime, like I've just said. And by deliberate downtime, I mean screen-free time, that being bored or engaging in a hobby outside of what I do that I feel passionate about. These things are so important to do. Doing things I'm bad at. That's so important to learn and to kind of fail. And what that does for your ability to, you know, I'm constantly getting constructive feedback from what I do. I'm putting myself out there every single day. So allowing yourself to be bad at something just trains your brain to take that criticism a bit better and to kind of, you know, you're activating neuroplasticity constantly, which is our brain's ability to reshape and rewire itself. You know, that we have to work to put that into activation by doing new things we're bad at, things we don't know how to do, you know, to learn. Fewer micro dopamine hits. So scrolling, online shopping, watching mindless things. There's a time and a place, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying to completely cut it out, but less of that sort of micro dopamine hits.
This one simple thing has completely changed my life, and that is mouth taping. I have never been one to prioritize sleep, but in January I started mouth taping and my sleep and my productivity skyrocketed. The deep restorative sleep you get from mouth taping is completely insane. Nasal breathing is the way we should be breathing at night, and mouth taping really promotes this. I wanted to bring it to more people, so I started Healthy Habits to bring you a luxurious and aesthetic mouth tape that you can use every day and feel proud to use. If you're intrigued on the benefits or want to give mouth taping a go, this is your sign to do so. Click the link in the show notes and use the code CATCHUPS20 to try mouth tape today. I promise you will never sleep better, and just thank me later. Now let's get back to the episode.
And finally, more of that just real presence and deep work. I want to learn more of what I'm passionate about. And I think being able to sort of regulate my nervous system in that way, I want to be feeling like I'm always bringing the best to the work that I'm doing. You know, I want to feel like I'm bringing the most valuable information to the workshops that I do, to the talks that I give, to the posts that I put out. So for me, it's really going to be about taking a step back from consuming and focusing more on creating for nervous system regulation, different kinds of dopamine and just to activate that neuroplasticity. You know, I feel like I've gotten to a point now where I'm so tired of scrolling and seeing the same things. And I think we're all feeling that fatigue a little bit. So just taking a step away from that and not feeling guilty for not always being available. That's what I really want to focus on next year.
Yeah.
Being more present in my real life than online. And don't get me wrong, building an online community is hugely valuable. You know that as much as me. And, you know, I've seen some incredible growth this year, but I need to not worry so much that it's just going to be taken away from me if I take a couple of hours off in the evening.
Yeah, so true. I think presence in this day and age is so hard, but so important.
Hard. So important.
And I think when everyone's time is precious. So when you make a decision to spend your time with a friend or go for dinner or go on a walk or work, that decision then has to be like valued, and then you have to like really be present in that moment.
100%. And on that note, I actually think as well, like something, I saw a really interesting TikTok the other day that was along the lines of, but I think there's a couple of parts to it. We need to start inconveniencing ourselves again. And this idea that I think we burn ourselves out with all of the work, all of the scrolling, all of the this, all of that, all of the quick dopamine hits, that it gets to a point when it's, you know, your friend's birthday that you've committed to, we're like, oh, I'm just too tired.
Yeah.
I need to set a boundary. Actually, we have to start inconveniencing ourselves again. And I think if, you know, we can have more energy for the people around us who create the environment that we exist in, who support us, who hold us up, I think having more energy to give to those people is so important, and to ourselves. You know, we have to sort of learn to inconvenience ourselves for ourselves too. There are things that aren't always the easy option, but your brain doesn't know the difference between good and bad. It just knows what it's always done, and it kind of will pick that easy option that you've always gone to because it wants to keep you safe. I think being able to sort of inconvenience yourself a little bit, whether that's doing the thing you view as harder in the moment or showing up for someone. And I think we're so tired from this constant consuming and constant kind of like brain rot that we've stepped away from that a little bit.
So true. Yeah. We're used to just going on Amazon and getting our delivery the next day, and like everything is immediate. And then as a result of that, like you can now like find a date on your phone. Like we don't want to inconvenience ourselves. Like cancel culture is so high, and you can just send a WhatsApp and you're out of it. But like, you're right. Like actually,
cancel culture, you mean like, I don't want to come to this.
I don't want to come to this.
Yeah.
Like I'm not going, cancel.
Yeah.
People say no quicker than...
There's a time and a place for sure.
Definitely.
And I think, you know, if something comes up that you genuinely can't come, like absolutely fair enough. And I've been the queen of that lately, like in terms of having to move things, you know, just because of what's been going on. But I think if it is just, oh, I'm a bit tired or I'm a bit this, you know, we need that social connection as well. I always say like, I love a cancelled plan, but I'm trying to not be the one that cancels the plans.
But sometimes we do need it. But 100%. I do think that there's a balance. 100%. And I do think that sometimes, you know, push yourself to, like you say, get uncomfortable and do it.
Exactly. I think it's more pushing yourself into discomfort and leaning into discomfort, because growth comes from discomfort. And I've had so many moments of discomfort this year, and I'm so grateful for those, because you don't learn or grow without them. You know, every talk I do, every podcast I do, everything before, I'm a bit like, oh, it would just be easier to not. And of course it would be easier to not. Of course it would be easier to not show up to these things. But that doesn't rewire your brain for the good. That just keeps you in that state of comfort. That keeps you in the same place you've always been. And I always say to people, right before you have a period of growth, or right before something amazing happens, things are going to feel like they're falling apart. Things are going to feel really uncomfortable, because you can't read the same chapter again and again and again, and the ending is not going to change. You've got to rewrite it by rewiring and doing new things, and like you say, inconveniencing yourselves and just being a bit uncomfortable.
Completely. I couldn't agree more. Talking of uncomfortable and discomfort, Christmas is around the corner, which is comfortable and exciting and a lovely time of year.
It is.
But I think you've been amazing at being so open about what you've gone through with your mum. And I think that Christmas can be a tough time for a lot of people as well.
Yeah.
And I want to just have a moment at this episode to touch on how Christmas can be hard.
Christmas is, it's one of those incredible things where in a period of otherwise pretty dull, dark, gloomy weather, which is obviously going to make us feel a certain way chemically within our bodies, there's going to be, we get less sunlight exposure, less vitamin D. Like for mood regulation, it's a tough time. Sleep can be affected, etc., etc. We don't have as much energy to jump out of bed and do things. So I think this time of year affects us, and Christmas brings a really gorgeous light of, lots of social interaction and lots of love and, cuddles. So you're getting oxytocin. Like there's lots of amazing things that are happening around Christmas that should be embraced and should be wonderful. I find it personally a really difficult time because I, to my detriment, am such a nostalgic person, and I'm really working through that discomfort of nostalgia right now. That's something I'm really working through in therapy, in my own self-work. I can't help but remember how things were and really crave that and miss it. And I think nostalgia is such a wonderful thing, but such a painful, difficult thing when life looks so different. My mum was the center of Christmas. She decorated the tree, she got the beautiful wreath, she made the house look wonderful. It always smelled wonderful. I'm someone who's really smells for me are a really huge part of nostalgia. And I love smells. I love Christmassy smells. So that's something that remains true. That White Company winter candle. Can't wait to bash it out every year. I absolutely love it. I just whack that out, put it on the table. I'm going to change how I said that because bash it out sounds weird. I can't wait to get that candle out every year. It's just such a gorgeous thing for me, that really delicious Christmassy smell. So I think I'm trying to work through that, because for a lot of people experiencing grief or loss in whatever way, or just suffering from poor mental health, or who don't have families and loved ones around them, who feel very alone and very isolated, who don't have that home to go to, I always say it's the only time of year I ever feel jealous and ever compare myself to anyone on social media, ever. I don't care if someone's on a yacht. I don't care if someone's on an exciting holiday. I couldn't care less. I'm that's so fab for you. I love that. And I'd love to do that one day. I think it's so wonderful. But when it comes to Christmas, I see people with their mums at their family homes, opening presents, having lunch, and it is just, it's such a sting. And that's a personal thing to me. Obviously, I'm not suggesting anyone shouldn't share that. I think it's wonderful that people have that. But when you experience grief and loss, and this is why I put a post out the other day, saying if you know anyone, please just check in on them. Please just see how they're feeling, because it's this universal thing of everyone I speak to feels this way, that's going through something similar or has been through something similar. So it can be a real reminder of what's different and what's changed. It's a milestone. It's the end of another year that's either going to remind us of our achievements or not. Things we did achieve, things we didn't, things we want to achieve and maybe couldn't for X, Y, or Z reason. It's a reminder of those that are no longer with us. It's a reminder of those around us who can't be there or are ill or going through something terrible. So I think it's both wonderful, in lots of ways, and there's a really sad, difficult side to it. I'm trying in my own way to create new traditions and reach out to friends and actually say, I'm having a really hard time. Mm-hmm. And I'm not the kind of person who does that. I'm the kind of person that will get the worst news of their life and then get up on a stage and do a talk. That's just who I always have been hardwired to be. I think I grew up in that way of, we didn't really talk about our feelings. We didn't really let on. It was keep calm and carry on. You've committed to this, so you better show up. And I respect that about myself, but also allowing yourself to reach out to people around you and say, do you know what, actually, I'm not having a really good time. I need a bit more support. I need a bit more check-in. And my friends have responded so amazingly to that. And I think, if you can reach out to people around you, or there are helplines or whatever it needs to be, a support system, do it. Because needing that extra support is just wonderful. And I think as well, getting off your phone again, on Christmas Day, I've just made a rule to myself. I'm you're not going to touch that phone on Christmas Day. Yeah. Because it's out of sight, it's out of mind. It's just don't do it. And I think holding space and really just relishing in those memories of what it once was, knowing that it will never be the same again, but knowing how amazing that I got to have that for the years that I did, how amazing that I had my mum make these amazing meals, and we'd open our presents all together, and she would be there. You know, I think I count my lucky stars that I got to have one, let alone 27 Christmases with her there, you know, as that. So really just trying to embrace that nostalgia in a more positive way, I think, and reaching out for that support, not comparing myself, you know, not putting myself in a position where I need to compare myself by engaging in the scrolling and the comparison and everything like that. Just being a bit more conscious with how I deal with it. Because for the last 3 years since mum's diagnosis, I've been like, I hate Christmas. It's the worst time of year. And I'm like, you know, I'm like, no, I don't hate Christmas. I find it tough. Yeah. But I also really look forward to having my own family, creating new traditions, you know, and really embracing that. And I think being able to, I was always someone who was incredibly traditional, down to like, no, this is where I sit when I open presents, and this is where you sit when you open presents, and we have to have the curtains like this because that's how we always did it. I was so stuck on that tradition. I think giving yourself a little bit of flexibility of letting go of a need to control situations and just letting it be and not having expectations has been a game changer for me, because I'm like, however it is will be wonderful. Don't have the expectation. Don't get too in your head about how it should be or how it needs to look. Just let it be with people you love, reach out for that support and try and make it your own.
Honestly, I think so many people won't be able to resonate with exactly what you're going through, but will take something from that, because
I hope so.
It really is. I mean, you put it so well, and like, you're so strong and brave to even be able to have this conversation at this point. But like, Christmas is hard, and I think everyone will be struggling at some point in the day.
100%. It's such a difficult time.
Yeah.
It's a difficult time emotionally. It's a difficult time financially. I think there are so many layers to why Christmas is a really difficult time. I don't even do presents with my family. Me and my fiance don't do gifts. I'm like, do you know what? It's like, I think that always for me was a big reminder of what did you get for Christmas? It was always, I don't know, there's something about it I just find a bit.
I think we've got to take the magic of what it is, which is, like you say, a bit of a light in the dark winters.
100%.
The Christmas lights, like
a
nice
few days
walk,
off.
a few days off. Yeah, like, I know we're sat here in Battersea Power Station. There's an ice rink outside. There's kids on the ice skating rink.
There's a little helter-skelter.
It's lovely.
Don't know where that word came from, but that's what it is.
That is what it is. I haven't heard that word in a while.
I'm like, I haven't heard that word. No, it's a helter-skelter we're looking at right now. I know, I was going to say to you, need to trot down there.
I know. I mean, it's, you know, let's like bring the magic of it back 100%. And like be children again, although it's different.
It's different, and I think, you know, even when I go on, even my summer holidays now obviously look incredibly different, and just being able to be at peace with that and be grateful for what it was, be grateful for all those incredible memories, rather than having the heartache of knowing it will never be that way again.
Completely.
And I think that will serve me well throughout my life.
No, I think you're completely right. Yeah. So this episode is kindly sponsored by Healf, which I absolutely love. So I thought we'd go through some of our like most recent purchases and also give the listeners a bit of like a starter kit of things they could try to set themselves up for success in 2026.
Perfect. So I love the Paleo Valley chicken sticks.
Yep, you are a kind of protein girl.
I'm a protein girl, and they're always on my order. Just where I travel quite a bit or I'm out and about, I always need to have snacks with me just so I can get something healthy. You can't always necessarily get something super healthy, like if you're traveling lots, or a lot of airplane travel or train travel, whatever it is. So I always have those on me. They're an acquired taste, I think. I think a lot of people are like, not sure about that. I, again, in the name of health and wellness, but I quite appreciate them. So I get the chicken flavored ones. They have a teriyaki flavor, I think a buffalo chicken flavor, which I really like. I've also just ordered some venison sticks.
Interesting.
Haven't tried them yet, but we'll feed back to you on how those were. Then the bare bones chicken broth, I just love. I have that every single morning. That's always in my order. I get a replen order that comes every month, I think. Then I have been loving the digestive enzymes with betaine. Nice. I forget what brand they are, but
I think a digestive enzyme is a great one for any girl.
It's a really good one. And I went to see a nutritionist because, again, I was having those kind of digestive problems. And we did a GI map test, and I kind of had low stomach acidity. So they've been really helpful for me. They also have these really good gluten and dairy digestives if you are going to be going to a dinner where you know that you can't necessarily control what's being cooked and you don't want to eat gluten or dairy, but you know you're going to, or you just enjoy it and want a little little extra help to kind of digest it. I find those quite helpful personally. Who chocolate, always.
The best.
Almond
the best.
hazelnut, cashew butter, all of the above. Just absolutely delicious. Always like add one in. They sometimes do it as a free gift. And
They
I'm
do.
Like, oh, add it. So my fridge is just always filled with that because I like my chocolate cold. The Amra colostrum. I was really sick recently, like on the verge of illness, and I got the Amra colostrum and it completely like 180'd. I felt so much better.
Interesting.
The Arta Digest and D-Bloat drops.
Yeah, I love those.
Ray D-Bloat pills I really like for travel, or if you've had a few drinks, really good for festive season. So like last night I had a dinner, had a few drinks, few drops of the Arta Digest and D-Bloat into like a big bottle of water, downed it, didn't feel puffy this morning.
I love that. No, I love the Digest and D-Bloat by Arta. I actually love Arta's creatine as well.
So good and so clean.
So clean. I take that every day. And their cellular hydration.
Love.
I rate those.
I really appreciate the cellular hydration. It's a really nice sour lemony taste, but not too intense. I really, really like those electrolytes.
Yeah, really good. My recent order, I actually got the Bond Charge EMF sticker for the back of my phone.
Okay.
Yeah, for radiation.
Tell me about this.
I think it's because obviously our phones are emitting so much radiation all the time. It just helps to filter that.
Maybe I'll order that. I also really want to get their... Do they have one of those Shakti mats?
Yes.
Is that what they're called?
Yes, they have a red light one and they have a sauna, a hot one as well.
I don't know about the sauna, but I want the one you lie on with the acupressure points.
Oh my god, yes.
That's what I mean. Do they do one of those?
Yes, they do. They definitely do.
That's what I want.
Healf honestly has it all.
I think I would just lie on it.
Yeah, it's so good.
I'm like, no one talk to me.
I've got a Yogi Bear one. It's amazing. And
you love it?
Yeah, I love it. Like
Maybe that's on my Christmas list.
A really good habit stack is lying on that with your red light mask and your feet out the wall. You're like, tick, tick, tick.
I'm like, no one can touch me.
Yeah, like smashing life.
Legs up in the wall is the most underrated hack.
Agree.
Especially if you travel a lot or just as someone who gets quite swollen legs. Pop the legs up in the wall for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Also really good for stress.
No, it's so good. It's so good. Healthy Habits is also on Healf, obviously. Got to plug that.
Absolutely.
But they've sent us like a goodie box
full
of loads of things. So we're going to go through it. Maybe try some things.
I love a goodie box.
Same. So I'm going to get it all out onto the table and then we can have a little discussion and maybe try some things we haven't tried before. So, okay, firstly, we've got the Thorn creatine. Now, I introduced creatine into my life this year. I was super nervous.
I think you asked me about creatine.
I think I did. I was so nervous.
Yeah.
But I love it.
Yeah.
I've noticed such a difference. I have it in my smoothies every morning. And as a girl that doesn't eat a lot of meat and who gyms a lot, I was like, I didn't want to obviously have water retention, but I wanted that kind of, I wanted it for longevity. I wanted it for the mental benefits, the mind benefits, the cognitive benefits. But from a muscle perspective, I've noticed a lot of a difference in like definition.
100%. And there are so many cognitive benefits. It is one of the most researched, if not, I think the most researched supplements out there. So I think you can feel quite confident in taking it. The water retention and bloating thing, I was on an Arta retreat recently, and Rian, the founder, is the biggest fountain of knowledge when it comes to nutrition, supplementation, and that was one of the FAQs that kind of kept coming up. And she essentially said, you know, you might be overdosing, but also there might be a little bloat for a day, max a week, and then you're through it.
Yeah.
Like, and that's just because you've got that kind of muscle swelling, that water retention. So if you could push through that, I think the benefits far, far, far outweigh that one negative. Obviously, with any supplements, you always want to consult a doctor and nutritionist, but I would say this is a pretty safe one.
Thorn is really good. I've heard loads of good things.
Thorn is really good.
But I use Arta. But I think I would definitely use this one as well.
Yeah.
Okay, the next one, Ancient Nutrition Bone Broth Protein.
So I've tried this. I really like this. This is something you can add to a matcha, you can add to a coffee, a smoothie, a yogurt bowl, whatever. I really appreciate it. The ingredients are pretty good. I really like that. And it's not too vanilla-y. I was saying earlier to you, I don't love a vanilla flavor. I think they do other flavors, but it's not such an overpowering flavor, actually.
Okay.
And if you want to get bone broth in,
it's a bonus.
it's as good a way as any if you don't want to have the chicken flavor.
20 grams of protein, pretty good as well.
20 grams of protein.
Okay, let's look into this box of treats.
Treats.
LMNT electrolytes.
Yeah.
So I've heard these are like probably the saltiest.
Okay, I have to be honest.
Go on.
I don't like them.
You don't like Element tea?
No, but
is it Element or Element tea?
Element.
Yeah, okay.
But I've heard they are the best. To me, it's very, very salty. Mind you, I think I tried some pretty wacky flavors.
Okay.
I tried like a chili flavor and a chocolate flavor. I think I was trying the wrong flavors.
Oh, wow.
I found them incredibly salty. I don't like salty foods anyway, so I think for me it was just a little bit much.
Yeah.
I'm also allergic to raspberry, so I won't be partaking in the taste test of this.
No.
But I gather from my friends who probably know much more than me about nutrition and everything that these are an incredibly good brand. It's just a taste preference for me.
For me, I like to kind of go for the more simple electrolytes. So
Yes.
I like Ocean.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've not
it's
tried
just
them.
Basically like just kind of salt and cellular hydration.
It's cellular hydration I love, and Humantra I love. The apricot flavour. The apricot flavour in a big cup with some ice.
It's
like
like
Robinson's fruit squash.
Yeah, it's a juice. Okay, I'm going to try the raspberry.
Yeah.
I'm nervous. I think I need more water in this because I think it's so salty.
Yeah, fill her up.
Yeah. But I do
I thought
think
it was gonna be pink.
electrolytes. Same. Got disappointed on the colour.
I'm quite disappointed in that.
Yeah, I got a clear glass for this purpose.
Yeah.
But
Needn't.
I do think electrolytes are good to take every day. Wow. It's salty.
Is it? Oh.
Yeah.
I'm like salivating at the thought of the salt.
Yeah. But it's actually like the raspberry's not overpowering. I'm enjoying it.
Can I smell it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Not
It's
that I'm
not
able to
overpowering.
smell that
Don't
much.
obviously if you're allergic, please don't
No, I won't. It's not like, oh, that actually smells really nice.
Yeah.
I'm quite upset that I can't try that.
I know. It is nice actually. I thought I would find it more salty. Okay.
Okay.
So I feel like the next one, this is the brand you use,
Yeah,
isn't it?
this is the brand I use. I don't have the beef sticks. I have the chicken sticks. Just a personal preference, but I gather the beef sticks are very good as well.
Well, this is
Such a
yours.
good, easy snack.
There you go.
Thanks. Should I do a little taste test?
Yeah, do a taste test. Have you tried the beef before?
No.
I do think
I do
if you're a
eat
meat
beef though,
girl,
so there's...
I had mince for the first time this year. I
What did you
introduced red
think?
meat. You know what? I'm a
love red
fan.
meat.
Yeah, I'm a fan. I don't like
What if I can get
steak.
it open? I've not even got fake nails anymore and I can't get this open.
Oh, is
Here
it
we
too?
go.
There we go.
There we go.
For me, I think steak was too much, but mince I love.
Yeah.
Mince I really
love a
love.
good steak.
Really? Oh, no,
I
I
do.
struggled on it. God, I know what you mean by the old appearance.
It doesn't look that nice, but look, we're not here to judge a book by its cover.
No, we're not. We're not.
We're here for the benefits. Right?
Yeah,
Let's give it
yeah,
a-
yeah.
I really like it.
It's nice. Okay. I think it's great that we do these.
I really like that.
Yeah, because I don't think you can get them from any other places than Healf.
No, I think the great thing about Health is they have a lot of those American brands that you can't get in the UK. I'm going to keep eating this. It's delicious.
Please do. Okay, next up in our box of goodies. So here's Armourer. So I do want to try this because I won't try it now. But I had Donna on the podcast and she was a big fan of colostrum.
If Donna's a fan, I'm a fan.
Yeah, she's a fountain of knowledge when it comes to
She knows everything.
clean health. Unflavoured colostrum. This really is like a superfood.
Yeah, so this really doesn't taste like anything, like potentially a little bit chalky, but actually like pretty inoffensive. I have it more so if I feel like I'm coming down with something, if I'm traveling, if I feel like I'm ill, and I really like it.
I think for like a superfood, like massive boost.
Yes.
Personally, I don't know if I'd have it every day.
I wouldn't have it every day. I think people do have it every day, and I think there are so many incredible benefits to it. I just personally don't have it every day as a preference.
Yeah, okay, I'm with you. Now this, I saw this earlier. I'm just the biggest fan of MCT oil.
You got me into MCT oil.
I'm
Every time I go to
obsessed.
teas, I add it to my matcha now, and I bought some in Holland and Barrett. Add it to my little drinks. Like, I just love it.
I love it. I love it. I love like the clarity it gives you and like the
100%,
digestion in the morning.
Yeah.
But I've not tried the Ancient and Brave, and I love the fact that it comes in an individual serving.
I love when brands do this.
This is helpful for travel.
Great for travel.
on
if
the
you're
go.
going to work, you want to make your little drink when you get to the office. So handy.
Yeah, so I'm gonna get some of these I think for travel because
Yeah,
I
I'm gonna get
sometimes
some of those actually as well. I made a little note to myself about
yeah
that.
and sometimes decant it into like a shot glass or like a shot bottle. You know when you go to like a store and you get like them little mini emoji shots.
Yes, do a little.
I keep them
Little
and
shaky.
fill the MCT up in them.
That's so clever.
So I take it with me.
That's so clever.
I know, but now this is what I'll use. So that's really good.
Perfect.
Okay, we have a David bar.
I've heard great things about this.
I think I need you to do a taste test on this.
Let's do it.
I've heard interesting things on this.
I've been meaning to try them because I think allegedly they're a pretty clean protein bar as protein bars go. That might just be really good marketing.
I've heard a lot.
From David. David's just good at the marketing.
Yeah, David's been really good at the marketing. Yeah. So
David knows what he's talking about.
Let's try it.
Right.
I think if you are a protein bar person, this could be a good shout for you. What's the flavour? Chocolate fudge brownie. Yeah.
Fudge brownie. Right.
Here we go.
Let's give it a go. It definitely tastes like a protein bar.
Yeah. Does it have the kind of clagginess? Because some protein bars do.
Not as bad as some.
Okay, nice.
Actually quite nice.
Mmm.
Would I have one every day? No. But
would you have it in your bag as like an emergency snack?
Probably. I would have it in my bag as an emergency snack.
Yeah.
Let's see how much protein. 28 grams.
That's pretty good.
28 grams for 150 calories is pretty good.
Yeah, that is good.
That's really good. Really good. It's nice. It definitely tastes like a protein bar.
Yeah.
I don't know what else I was expecting. That's literally what it is.
Yeah, but I think
like
that's good. Okay, this is another creatine. I don't know what brand. Momentous.
Okay, I've not heard of that.
Lemon flavoured creatine. I'm guessing this is one you can add to water. I think some people find it hard to know where to have all these supplements. So I think if you are on the go and you want something to add to water, I think this could be quite a good one.
I agree. This looks pretty good, to be honest.
Yeah. So I think...
It's got stevia in it, though.
I sometimes
I feel like with creatine, do you need a flavoured one? I don't know. It doesn't really have a taste.
I would recommend Thorn over that.
I would recommend Arter or Thorn. I probably would just go for one that's just pure creatine. Yeah. Personally.
I agree. I agree.
If it works for you, it works for you.
Okay, next one is Barrier. I think it's French. Clean vitamin B12 patch.
Okay, let's have a look. I love a patch. I use the Kind patches.
Do you?
I do, and I really like them. I always get asked about them, and I will put the stress ones on, especially if I'm like quite bloated around my period or something like that, or like I will just like feel a bit agitated before I go to bed. I'll pop a stress one on. I also use the energy ones in the morning.
Nice.
Because I'm not drinking coffee. Sometimes I like pop one on before Pilates or
and it works.
Workout. I think it works.
Okay, next one we have the Body Health Perfect Amino.
Okay, so aminos are a really great one to add in. I personally get it through the bone broth. Very rich in collagen, very rich in amino acids, but this is also an incredible way to
Love
get it
that.
in. Build new protein, muscle and collagen without the caloric impact and without breaking a fast.
Okay, oh, that's quite good. Interesting.
Don't know about the wording, but
yeah,
appreciate that.
Appreciate it. And I think this is the last one. We've got Thorn Magnesium Citramate.
Okay.
Now, can I be completely honest? I
Citramate.
don't know what citramate is.
Well, magnesium citrate is a form of magnesium. Is citramate another form, or is that a play on words? It's got a trademark, so I'm presuming it's a play on words.
I'm not sure. I always like a magnesium blend. So I go for a blended magnesium. I actually use the Arter Essential Magnesium, which I love.
Yes, I use the 8 Hours Magnesium. Really, really good brand. Highly recommend checking it out. But this looks good.
I do think Thorn is very, very good.
I think it's a combination of 2 forms of magnesium.
Nice.
It's magnesium citrate and D-magnesium malate.
Okay.
So I think that's where the
it's a
play on
blend.
words. I think that's where I actually haven't heard of that. I've heard of citrate and glycinate.
Yeah.
And 3 and 8, but I've never heard of.
No, I think if someone listening is not currently taking magnesium, I think it's an easy supplement to add in 100%. And it makes a big difference.
Magnesium is I actually was making a video on this earlier, how incredible magnesium is just to add into your routine.
Yeah, I think it's great.
But again, always get tested to see if you
agree.
actually are lacking in vitamins and supplements and need them, just to sort of avoid any, these tests can be a bit pricier, but I think it's pricier to try and test a million different supplements and add things in that you don't necessarily need.
Yeah,
so rather than kind of wasting your money, I would always recommend doing a GI map test or getting a blood test or whatever it is.
That's something that I want to focus on.
If you think you're lacking in something.
Yeah, I want to do a DNA test next year.
Oh, for
just
what?
to see how my body processes different things.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, to then know what, again, it's your kind of roadmap for yourself.
Very
I think
nice.
That's good.
I like that a lot.
You often talk about your loaded water.
Yes.
Do you get a lot of the ingredients for that from Healf?
Yes, I do. So I get the Humantra electrolytes. And then I do a collagen, which I don't get from Healf. I do the Revive collagen. And then I've got the Nuco collagen with L-glutamine powder, which I kind of like will do one or the other. I'll pop in there. And then I'll add bits and bobs in. But at the minute, that's all I'm kind of doing. Keeping it quite simple.
Keep it simple. I think sometimes it can be so overwhelming. But I think Healf is great at like stocking some incredible brands.
100%. And depending on what your needs are, depending on what form you want supplements in, they have lots of different, powders, gummies, capsules, whatever it is that you kind of want. And what I also love about them is their kind of focus on body, mind, move, sleep, all those different things. So if you go on there and you're kind of like, okay, sleep, lots of cool things are going to come up, or brain function or whatever it is. They focus on those needs versus the ingredients, if that makes sense. So you can discover lots of different things. I really want to start adding more nootropics into my routine, focusing a lot more on like ashwagandhas and lion's mane and all those things. I always notice a difference when I really have them in my routine. So I need to do a little Christmas order.
Do an order. I have a little ashwagandha sometimes if I'm feeling extra like angsty. I'm like, bit of ashwagandha.
I should probably take it every day then.
So yeah, same.
I should probably be like injecting it.
You literally. Okay, to finish off, we always ask the same question, as you know, but what is in your bag?
Oh, okay. This isn't my handbag because I sort of came, bless you, to your house with like a suitcase and a bag and all the bits and bobs.
It's Christmas. It's silly season. It happens.
Season. So I was staying in a hotel last night, not for anything fun. It was actually for work, but I guess it's kind of fun.
It's kind of fun. Hotel.
I have a Rogue chicken bone broth sachet.
Love. Again, great on the go.
Great on the go. I had a couple of these in my bag and I had one this morning. I just literally got a cup of hot water. So you can do it on the plane, on the train, wherever. Cup of hot water. I usually have my whizzer with me, but I did forget that. But I've got that. So I just, with a spoon, did a little spin around.
Love.
I also have, I showed you my keys last time.
Yes.
The keys have had an upgrade.
Okay, go on, show.
Well, I say an upgrade, not really an upgrade, probably a downgrade because there's less things on there, but I think it's a bit of an upgrade. So I wear these evil eye bracelets every day. I've always got my evil eye bracelets on, and this is from the same brand that does my evil eye bracelets. So it's got a little evil eye keychain. And this is actually the Faves collab that we did with House of Tour, and it just says choose your faves wisely, which I think is nice because I'm all about surrounding yourself with people who really support you and big you up, and vice versa, and who you can learn a lot from. So I love that. And then it's got this little like Scooby-Doo thing.
I love that.
So I just got that and my little LA symbol. So
I love that.
Reminding me of the sunshine.
Yes, when we don't have it where we are.
We don't have it, sadly. I was meant to be in the sun today, but anyway, here we are. The Rhode glazing milk.
Gorge. That is a real glowy glow.
So I hadn't tried it, and I'd heard all the hype, and I was like, I'll give it a go one day. And I decided to give it a go. And it wasn't that I didn't want to like it. I just didn't expect to like it that much. I'm sort of like, I feel like people just like, are they saying they love it? Does it actually work? Can confirm. Chef's kiss.
It's
makeup
good.
Goes on so well. Looks great if you're not wearing makeup. I actually like mix it with a little bit of my moisturizer. I've seen people I think mix it with their foundation. I could be wrong with that, but get on TikTok. That's probably all the hacks on there. That's also in the bag. This little Denman hairbrush, which is really...
This is handy.
It's random, but it's so handy. Fits in the smallest of suitcases, and you can just give yourself a little brush. It's very gentle, little detangling. It's got this little handle. And yeah, I got that recently. Quite random. But
I love that.
I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
So it's like just a compact little hairbrush. And I always have to have... my hair just gets so knotty because it's quite thick. So I always like to have that on me. These Le Spec Sunnies, which are absolutely filthy.
Oh, they're gorge.
But always have those. You can order them on Zap. So
really?
If you have a short of a sunglass.
Oh my God, I love that.
You can get a pair of them. And then just like pulled this out because I was doing a little touch up before I came on camera. The Victoria Beckham Augustin Espada.
Heard. It's an investment. It's
shade
worth
5 light, in case anyone's interested. Look, it's an investment. I won't lie to you. I don't like to recommend things that are really expensive ever, just unless I really, really, really think they're good. Do I think you could find a dupe? Probably. But I will say I really appreciate this.
I might have to add it to my Christmas list. Not sure.
It's a Christmas present.
Yeah. If anyone wants to get me a gift.
If anyone wants to get Georgia a gift, this. And if anyone wants to get me a gift, a top up would be appreciated. Look, I'm not going to say no to a top up.
Yeah, agreed.
And then I think that's it. A pair of very
Oh, the wires. We've all
very
gone to the wires now.
tangly headphones just to take around with me, because I don't like to have the big chunky headphones to carry around with me. I kind of just like wear those at the gym or if I'm doing like deep work at home. And that's about it for what's in my bag, because everything else is stuffed into a suitcase.
I love it. Well, Izzy,
that's what's in my
as
bag.
always, thank you so much for coming on. I feel like this is a really good one to end the year on. We've spoken about things to focus on for the new year, things you've ditched, things you love, the health order that people will hopefully get inspired by for next year, and also touched you on Christmas. But thank you so much, as
Thank
always,
you for having me. I loved it as always. It's the best.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much for listening. And Healf, thank you so much for sponsoring. We absolutely love you, and we wouldn't be able to live our healthy lives without you. Guys, we've made it to the end of the year, and we are now going to be taking a week off over the Christmas break, but we'll be back with another amazing episode with Kia Porter, which is all about starting the year off right. Honestly, this episode with Kia is fantastic. Another one full of recommendations you guys are going to be obsessed with. Make sure you click that follow and subscribe button. Enjoy the Christmas break. Be kind to yourself. Enjoy the rest. And I cannot wait to see you guys in the new year.